How we doing, y'all? It's Gio, your boy the GOAT. Make sure you like and subscribe this video. So I'm gonna keep it real quick because dinner, well, it's being made. All right, so today I want to talk to you guys about an experience that I had. Now, I don't really talk about my job because, I have friends of all different walks of life, if you know what I mean. I got some friends that may be the plug, and I got some friends that may be CEOs. So I don't really, talk about my job because my job could compromise both of them, and I don't bring my job home. But I'm going to talk about an experience I had at work. So, pretty much what happened is I was at work. One of the things that I do as a private detective is process serving. If you don't know what process serving is, it is someone who is deputized, either a deputy of the county sheriff's office or deputized by the courts to serve legal documents, whether it's divorce, lawsuit, whether you're being evicted, doesn't matter. So that's what I was doing. So it's two incidents that I kind of put together. One of the incidents, I was actually out with a friend and someone who I used to know. I don't know if you ever heard that phrase, somebody I used to know. So somebody that I used to know literally came up to me and was like, "Hey Gio, like where you been, man? Like it's been so long and da da da." And I just thought in that moment, like, what do you mean where I be? He's like, "Well, I don't see you. I don't, you're never around." I said, "Dude, I'm either at work, in bed with Bay, or at the bank. I'm in the process of building a business, a foundation for my future." You feel me? There's only so much you can do riding around in a car full of motherfuckers smoking. So, with that being said, I told myself, man, I just be really busy. I see you all the time, though. You riding around with the old crew I see. And so, long story short, he said, "Oh yeah, we still all kick it and everything." And so we kind of we didn't really exchange numbers and we just kind of kept it moving. But the reason why that incident was so important is because the other day, I was serving an eviction notice. Not an eviction, I'm sorry. I think it was a summons. From what I understand, there was like a disgruntled customer. So he was suing an establishment. So I ended up serving these people, the CEO of this company. And it's so funny because when I got to the house was huge. I mean, you walk in, foyer, everything. So the owner of the house rings me on something called a Nest bell when I first ring the doorbell. And I said, "Sir, I have a summons here for you on behalf of Kane County." And so I ring the bell and he says, "For what business?" And I said, I said the name of the business. And he's like, "Well, I don't know if that's a business that I own." And I said, "Okay." So he starts doing research. He said, "You know what? I do own that business. I acquired it a few years ago. Totally forgot about it." And he said, "All right, they came out, they got the papers, and we went on." So as I'm getting back in my car, I'm looking back at this man's house. And the thing is like crazy huge. And there's like family photos in the foyer and all this happy shit. And I'm thinking to myself, what it must be like to be so wealthy that you don't even know you own a company. I remember one of the things he said when we were talking is, "Yeah, I think that's one of my companies," or something like that. And I thought to myself, what do you mean one of your companies? This guy had to be like 30, 35 years old. And so that's why I stay in the house, because I'm building a future. I bet you when that guy passes away, his kids will have a foundation for education. Their kids will have it. It's about leaving a legacy when you leave this world. And, I don't necessarily want a big ass house and a lavish lifestyle, but if I could leave or impact one life when it's time for me to go, then I would be happy. And so that's why when my old friend says, "Where do you be?" Like, bro, I moved. I live in a small town where no one knows me. I've been here for 3 or 4 years, the neighboring towns, because I rent. So I'm at that point in my life where, like, if you're not at the bank and you're not Bay and I don't work with you, you probably won't see me. I have close friends that live on the block next to me that I don't even see like that, you know? So I think it's important to prioritize what you're doing in this life. You can spend so much time making excuses and driving around, rolling blunts and playing games with people, but you're going to look back 30, 40 years from now. I have people that I work with that are like 70. I'm talking, you know, and I say, well, why do you still work here? Like, can't you retire? Say, you know, when I was your age, I worked for everybody else but myself, and I have nothing to show for it. If I lose this job, I'm screwed. And so I think that a lot of us in life are looking for vibes and you know, the lit shit. But you have to understand, my success itself is a vibe. I'm an energy, I'm an aura, and I think that I'm going to leave that behind. So I want you guys to think about what I just said when you're, you know, just cruising around town doing absolutely nothing, you know? Just take time to think about your future, because time goes, bro. I'm 26 years old. It seems like just yesterday I was a foster kid, an orphan, you know what I'm saying? And now, you know, I'm doing shit. So I just really want everybody to think about that, bro. So again, make sure you like and subscribe. It's Gio the GOAT. We're out.